I'm going to go ahead and click a new chart, and let's do a line chart. And let's go ahead and select my line, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit finish. And you'll see right away we've set the default templates in version 7 to take advantage of some of the new look. In this case, you've got the shading, or I should say the shadowing effect, to give that line some depth. And what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to just bind some data, and we'll just bind the data we've been looking at, and I'll go ahead and let's just take server 2, and we'll grab all 12 months. We'll go ahead and we'll add some access to it, labels, so at least it looks nice. And I'm just going to jump back, and I'll add a few things here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add a second line. My access lines are fine. Let me look at my line. I will add server 3. And we'll come back over here, and I'm going to, I'm not going to worry about any of the titles, but I'm going to go ahead and look at the lines. I'm going to actually change these up a little bit, and let's go with a line with a blue box, and then I'm going to add another line, and let's come down here and let's grab a line or symbol with a, let's do a green triangle. Again, give me some visualizations that are different. Not too fond of that, so I'll go ahead and go with orange. This way there's a little distinction. So as you can see, we've got the shadowing. Give you a number of different options for lines in this example. If I go ahead and let me actually bind some legend data here. Let's do legend, and I'll grab server 1 and server 2 and server 3. And I'll come over and I'll enable the legend. And I'll, again, we'll put this one on the top, and we'll make this horizontal. We're going to enable highlighting. So again, it highlights very distinctly. So I can highlight and look at the data I want. I'll toggle visibility. And we're going to jump to animation, and we'll animate. And you'll see that the animation features are slightly changed than what we saw in the bar graph. And the reason for that is we've added specific animation that fits the type of chart the best. So here, we can do a chart animation. What I want to do is I actually want to bend in the lines. So you'll see the lines come in here in a moment, bend in. But I also want those symbols to scale in. So you'll see here in a moment, the lines come in, and they'll scale in the actual symbols on the line. Again, giving some motion to the user, giving some flexibility. And as you saw, very quickly and easily, grab some data, put it on a new line chart, and very easily displayed some very powerful information to the user, but also giving them a little fun by having that animation, the bending of the lines, the fading of the symbols, or I should say the scaling of the symbols. One other one I'm going to show you, the pie chart. The pie charts I think are pretty cool. We'll go ahead and we'll add a new pie chart. And let's grab a pie chart here. Let me hit finish. Let's grab some data. As you can see again, our default template gives some depth to this pie chart. And let's go ahead and we'll add a little data. What I'm going to do is I'll just grab server 2 data. And I don't want all the data, so I'm just going to grab the first 6 months, or I should say the second half of 04 here. You'll see that come into play. We'll come back over to presentation. Not too fond of the standard colors. Let's look at Moon Lake. That's a nice set of colors. Again, very flexible, very powerful. We can play with some of the slices. Maybe, for example, I want to pull out one of the slices again by just going over to the set of slices. I can add that. Let me come back to my data, and let me add some presentation information. Excuse me, sorry about that. I want to jump to animation and show you some of the new animations specific for our pie chart, and that's the ability to grow. And what's interesting is a grow in a pie chart is a spin. So it gives some real cool motion to these pie charts as they come into play. Rather than growing as the bar from, say, 0 up, this is actually spinning into place. Again, give it a little fun to your charts and your graphs for your users. That right there is going to conclude the demonstration. Let's go back to our presentation screen and take a look and answer some questions. There have been a few questions that were sent in. One of them was the upgrade process. So with version 7, when you go ahead and install Designer, what we will do for all the projects that you import is we will actually upgrade those projects to take advantage of the new features that you saw, the animation, the corners, the spotlighting, and all the features. However, we will not change your existing projects. We want to make sure that your projects continue to operate and look exactly the same. But as you saw, it's very quick and easy to take an existing project, or in this case a version 6, and make it look very slick and modern looking with the new capabilities. If you have a very large product and need assistance, always work with us. Our services group can come in and help you out if need be. But specifically in the upgrade process or the import process, what we do is that project.css file in your project is we actually add all the new capabilities and the styles into that project so they're readily available and they're in the drop downs for you to take advantage of, and we won't change your existing project information. There was a question on SVG support, on what browsers. So with HTML5, if you've been following the standard, for example, browsers such as Chrome, Mozilla's Firefox, Opera, they're very much into HTML5 and scalable vector graphics. We have found that though they are following the standard, not all of them implement every capability defined in the standard, so you will see some minor differences between each of the browsers. However, we have tested these charts against the modern browsers such as Chrome, Firefox, and Opera, and Safari, for example, and you will see and get all the interactions that you've seen in those browsers. Now, you're probably wondering, I didn't mention IE. The reason for that is currently, going back to IE 6, since we still have to be conscious of that browser, IE 6, 7, and 8 do not have any support for HTML5 or scalable vector graphics. So in those cases, the ability for the product out of the box to convert new charts and graphs that were in SVG to Flash is a powerful feature. With IE 9, Microsoft has got behind HTML5 and SVG. We have done some preliminary testings, and we're seeing that everything operates as scalable vector graphics. So later this year, I think it's probably later next quarter, you'll start to see IE 9 come out from Microsoft. I believe it is in a release candidate mode at this time. And you'll start seeing adoption occur this year as most Microsoft Internet Explorer takes some time for adoption. But the good news is everyone is moving to the standard. We believe it's the future, and I think the industry is telling us it's the future. See, if there are no more questions, just want to wrap up. So where to go to get more information? The product developer website is one great location to get information and the release notes. I do want to show you we have updated this, so we'll come over. If you come over to Resource Library, you'll see the Developer Resource Center. You come in with your login account. Once you log in, I recommend going over into the documentation library. Here for each of the products, you'll see Server Designer. You got the complete release notes. So this gives you all the information that is in version 7. We have had a number of fixes, including a number of the enhancements. All of our documentation is available for version 7. It's all web-based, making it very easy to traverse and get access to. Installation guides for the server, a new tutorial, upgraded tutorial. For people who want to take a look at the analytics functions and how to leverage the analytics functions and what they look like, as you can see, we have a number of them, about 50. We have a great document on that today, as well as a number of examples. So here are the reporting examples. They can come up. You can take a look at. Let's look at the direct mail campaign example. This is the dashboard example with multiple tabs, so people can take a look at the information. You'll see the mouse overs. In this case, we set up very quickly and easily. And if you really like it and you want to figure out how we did it, we allow you to download all of these. These are all in the NetCharts archive format. So once you download it to your desktop, simply go into Designer, do an import, point it to the archive, and it'll automatically bring it in. All of these are self-contained and either leverage manual data, spreadsheets, or leverage the internal hypersonic database that's part of Designer with our sample data. So they will run locally for you. And the other one is individuals who are interested in our statistical process control in our analytics bundle of the product. You can come in and take a look at a number of different charts that were created using SPC, in this case, the P format. So if you're a Six Sigma black belt, you know exactly what all this is and very powerful features. You can download a copy if you are a customer under UpToDate PS&E. Simply call your sales executive. You'll be able to download the new version of 7 and get started upgrading your existing applications and charts and reports to leverage the new capabilities and features. If you're a new prospect taking a look at our technology, we do have a 30-day evaluation. Very easy. Go onto our site, fill out the form, get access to Designer with the embedded server engine. Quickly and easy, start taking a look at how you can create reports and dashboards with a very powerful rendering engine with charts and tables. And last, if you have any more questions, you want to do a more in-depth demo, or you want us to talk to you about how we can help you and guide you through the process of upgrading to 7 with your existing applications, feel free to contact your sales executive. If you're not sure who your sales executive is, you can always email us at sales@visualmining.com and someone will get back to you as quickly as possible. That is it for me. Again, I want to thank everyone for your time on the WebEx today and on our webinar, and I look forward to hearing all the progress you're making on upgrading to our latest version. Again, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.